go into YouTube. We'll look at this direct rather than from in my account. Just do YouTube and do a quick search for Matrox ENEA. And we have a live stream. Live now, here we go. Probably going to get a bit of audio on here. Let me just turn this down. So basically within a few seconds I've just taken our input into the device, sent it up to YouTube. I could now add multiple channels to that, so because YouTube has the ability to add other cameras. In our utility, basically, it's just a case of then opening up another. So in here, for example, I could actually have two streams. So I'd hit stream and add RTMP. So you'd actually have two streams running simultaneously. So let me go to YouTube. I don't think I can add to it now. It's live. I'd have to cancel it and start again. But hopefully that sort of gives you an idea of what you can do. So you just populate the push location, put in the stream key, and this process, which is input 2, would actually be sending both an RTSP stream and an RTMP stream simultaneously using these encoding presets. Does that make sense?
How many, yes. How many pushing we can make for the same signal?
As I said,
How many?
it would be probably up to 16. 16, 16. So what would you could either have a sorry?
Yes, I get a destination with the same signals.
You could go up to 16, 16.
Okay.
So you could have now obviously it becomes a little bit tricky in the process because say for example you were using this one, okay, and you wanted to send this one source via RTMP to multiple locations, you would actually have to set up multiple processes. So for example, in this one, where I have both RTMP and RTSP active, let me just put that in there, I'll disable that one. And as you can see, all of these changes, I can make multiple changes and then apply once. So now I have both RTSP and RTMP being played from this one output. But if I try and create another RTMP, suddenly you can see I've lost my options. But that doesn't matter because then what you can do is just go new process, pick option input 4 again, hit apply, and then you could either leave that on, turn off RTSP, but then create an RTMP. And then suddenly you've got input 4, you'll use the same encoding parameters. So change that to 4 as well. Hit apply. What did I change? Oh, it's because I haven't put this in. So you could actually then set up a separate RTMP. So you could do that by not using any of the other inputs. You could then create probably up to 16 simultaneous streams out to different locations. And remember, each of those processes could be different. So for example, in this one you're doing 4 megabits per second. In this one you could change and say I actually want 10 megabits per second in this one. Again, because that's not active, hit apply. So you have the same feed going out in 2 processes, and it would be at different bit rates and possibly different streaming protocols and different resolutions. So it's very, very flexible. There's lots of different variations that you can set up.
It's interesting.
Yeah? You like it?
Yes, yes.
Share web browser, share media, share multimedia. Now there's one of these, I'll just see if I can find it. Connect device, self-check it in meeting. I think it's this one.
And
Where's the sign?
you know, you can show me how you can use MPEG-TS or SRT protocol.
Yeah, we can do that. So what would happen here is that you would click on SRT, and you would basically again fill up the criteria here necessary to produce the SRT stream. So for example, let me obviously I can't show it going up to the cloud. I don't have an account in the cloud that accepts SRT, but I can decode here. And let me do that for you. So disable that. I need the IP address. So 151 unicast. I need the IP address of the decoder. Because basically we're going to send it to the decoder. So 10.219.67.107. So hit apply. Now that stream is ready. So if I check the summary at the front, you can see now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 streams set up from the device. 1 SRT, 1 RTMP, and 4 RTSPs. So all sorts of different streams, different bit rates, because this one's going out around about 10 megabits per second.
If I understand well, we can use all these different protocols at the same time.
Correct.
Hello?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, you can. So you can set RTSP, RTMP, SRT, and MPEG-2TS all from different processes.
Okay.
So I mean, it's very flexible.
Very good. Yes, yes.
And then obviously all the destinations can be different as well.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. It's very good.
So it's a very, very powerful system.
Yes.
So if I now jump into, so this is port 1051. If I jump into our decoder, now I know this is probably not relevant to you because obviously you're not going to use the decoder, but it's the only way I can show SRT. So if I set up an SRT receiving stream, I'd put the right port number, which is 1051. I would call it SRT. Oh. Why didn't that work? SRT. And that's it, basically. It only needs the port number. Now with a decoder, what's the best way I can do this? Actually, let me show you. So if I go back to YouTube, and I'll shorten this one because one feed that I'm not using at the moment is, if you can just see here, is option number 3 in our output. So that's the output of the decoder. So let me just change option number 3. So at the moment it's not assigned. Look, there's got nothing assigned to it. I'm going to assign SRT. Think about that. Now, okay, why didn't it come through? Oh, because it's 10. How can that do a 10-bit? Can't be 10-bit. Oh, they're all saying 10-bit. Okay. Sorry? Yes?
If I'm in a situation, I have an agency who need to send me, the agency is in another country or other place,
Yeah.
and need to send me their image. Is the Matrox Edge control can receive image? The ability to receive image?
Not within the actual control hub itself, but you could do as we're doing here, for example. You could either pull up, VLC and just check a stream's coming in okay.
Okay.
As you'll see now, I changed it to actually feed number 4 for SRT, and feed number 4 has come up.
Okay, actually we can just have the capacity with the Matrox Edge to send, to encode image. We cannot receive image using one protocol.
No. Well, to receive images on the input side, you've only got SDI.
No, in the input, I know for SDI, but using protocol, you can sometimes use RTMP or SLS3 to receive signals from someone who is in another location can send you can encode the image to your material.
No, because
you can receive the image.
No, what it would need.
It's not possible.
No, because essentially that is already an IP stream, and obviously
Okay.
we're not decoding the IP streams. We're actually just receiving
Okay.
live source in.
Yes. Okay. No
You could
problem. I
receive
just
them
want to
if
know.
you had our decoder. Yes, you could receive IP streams in and
Okay.
basically turn them
Okay.
into SDI and put them back into the encoder to do what you want with if you wanted. But it's a whole process, which would deteriorate the actual quality of the stream.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No problem. No problem. Just to know if it's possible or not. If I'm in this case, I know that I will use another tool. So I have Vmix.
Yeah,
For
vMix can
functionality.
receive IP streams. You're right, because we often do it the other way round. For example, we will actually create IP streams from SDI cameras and send them to vMix as a video mixer.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, donc the matrix is really dedicated to encode only the signal, and I have to use other tools.
Yeah,
For
from live professional cameras or PTZ cameras that using the SDI connection rather than the IP connection, we would essentially turn those live video sources into IP streams.
Mhm. Okay. I know that WOSA also can give the possibility to receive IP signals.
Yeah, it depends. So obviously you might have, as you said, you've got many sites around the world, and you could obviously receive IP feeds in from them and introduce those into whatever you do. But that then requires some form of live production, mixing, video mixing, etc. And the tools. So vMix or Wowser, for example, is doing an actual software decode to present you the live video,
Mhm.
and then you're bringing it into your live mixing environment where you're then re-encoding the actual production out to whatever you want. So it depends on what your requirements are. There is a lot of use of IP feeds now within live production.
Mhm.
So in terms of using the interface, are you quite comfortable with that? What I can do, if I assign keyboard and mouse control,
Uh,
if you've got keyboard and mouse, you should be able to now take control and you can navigate around the application if you wish.
well, it's very good. But I think that for this part of remote control, the POC we are scheduling will be better to control the monarch.
The what? Sorry.
I think today your presentation is sufficient because this gives me a view of the interface
Yep.
where I can find the protocols, how I can add the protocols.
Mm-hmm.
I know today that I can use in the same time several protocols.
Yep.
Very good information. And for the use of these tools, it will be better to do it during the talk. Is why I request from your side to have the possibility to let the monarch a little more than 1 day.
Correct. Yes.
And I don't know if you finish the coordination with TRM
Yep.
to validate this how many times you can let the encoder.
I am aiming to get it to you for between 5 and 7 days.
5 and 7 days.
Yeah.
It's better than 1 day.
Excellent.
It will be good to have it 2 weeks if it's possible. But if it's not possible, 7 days will be the minimum sufficient.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, let's go with 7 at the moment. Obviously, if you get towards 7 days and you've got some more testing to do, then let me know. I will then have to basically check on the requirements necessary for the extension of the loan, and also if there's other uses. You know, we have this unit going out quite regularly, and so you know there may be other customers lined up for testing it. So a 2 week period is probably far more than anyone really needs to actually shoot. As you've really seen within the hour, we've been able to sort of navigate and show you and make you feel comfortable about the application. You've understood how you can set up different processes, different streaming protocols, go beyond the 4 inputs. So 4 inputs is your input limitation, but your output limitation isn't governed by that. You can go out and produce 16 simultaneous streams. So
I'm looking for something who can be also a good news. We can encode audio only if you want.
yeah, that's a bit of an awkward one because yes, you can do audio only, but I know. Oh, actually, yes, yeah. We obviously have done a separation because normally we've always been tied to the video, but obviously we've got, as you said, a audio only button.
Yes, no, why? Because in the house we have 2 projects.
Yeah.
Streaming information. We have streaming audio, video, and we have streaming audio only. We have the 2.
Okay.
And my objective is to standardize all this with the same material.
Right.
Is why it's very good to have the ability to use also Monarch Edge for the audio only streaming.
Understand. I will check into that. I must admit, I'm not so familiar with the audio only because 99% of the time our customers are producing a video stream with associated audio. So I'm intrigued a little bit like you to understand in the audio only if that gives you much more bandwidth to do many more things, because in video obviously you're sorry?
Yes, I can select audio only to see.
Yeah, you can try it. I must admit I've never done it myself.
Yes, I think it can work, but actually I have success in our infrastructure to start audio only diffusion with the same signals, and it's from the web server. I activate only audio transmission, and I'm sending audio video signal, the same audio video signals than for webcast. I'm sending to the audiocast interface, and send to the HTML page the parameters to audio only, and this allows me actually to publish the audio only streaming. But if from the encoder we can just send the audio only signal, it will be very interesting because we are reducing the bandwidth.
Absolutely,
Consumption bandwidth in the network. You see?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And as I said, I wasn't fully familiar with that function. So you found something that I didn't even know myself. But I'm intrigued because, as you said, audio doesn't use the same bandwidth as video. So I would be intrigued to know whether that, if you had just a requirement for audio only, would that open it up to go beyond 16 streams? So, I mean, bear in mind, we're aiming towards multi-channel audio in the future, and that would essentially be 32 channels of audio across the 4 inputs, because each of the 4 will be able to have 8 channels of audio. But even 32 channels of audio streamed is nowhere near what it would be to stream 4 channels of video out simultaneously. So I'm just wondering how many streams could be created from those audio only channels. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting because if audio only can work, regarding the the possibility to set several protocols in the same time.
Yeah.
This means that with one encoder, one matrix H, we can send audio video signal and audio only signal in the same time.
Yeah. But then on the audio only signal.
Yes, it will be fantastic because we are not obliged to use another Monarch H just for the audio. We can use the same Monarch H for audio video
Yeah.
and the same Monarch H for audio only.
So let me just have a look then. So
yes, and it's very interesting because at the beginning I'm thinking that we cannot have this type of multi encoding
yeah.
with multi protocols, but if it can be used, this means that we can send at the same time.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Let me just.
And the audio only signal.
Let me just do that in the encoding then. Let's do audio only.
Yes.
Hit
It will
apply.
be very great if it can work, because this means that we can reduce the total number of encoders and centralize all at the of the project.
Yeah.
And after I have just to see if we can assure some backup encoders in case of problems. It will be very interesting.
Yeah. No, I agree. So I can't see anything here at the moment. I'm not sure that we've actually fully enabled that yet, because whilst I've set that in place, I can't see anything in the summary of an encoding going on. I'll check that out for you. I'm not sure that that's actually live yet, but I'll double check what their intentions are with audio only.
Yes. But if it's not yet available, we can use audio video signal like I'm doing it now.
What's that? Just using black video and the audio on the top?
Yes. Yes. Using no. I'm sending the audio video signal.
Yeah.
Encoding the audio video signal, but from the interface of WASA, I set the parameter. You have the parameters you can set to the web page and say that you want to show audio and video, or you want to show audio only, even if the signal with arriving is an audio visual signal.
Oh, okay.
And WASA will just pass the audio signal and write the title of the event in the screen.
Yeah.
And it's working.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I'll double check on that audio only button just to see what their plans are there. Because, like I say, I can't see a stream here, so I don't know if that's working right now. Because I would expect to see some sort of process happening. Because we set up a separate process, and it's not doing anything. So we have. So if I cancel that, that one's disabled.
Okay.
Cancel that. That one is disabled. Disable that one. Oop. Disable that one. And disable that one. In theory, we should end up with only